Hello. Welcome to
Hi, everyone. I'm Urja.
And I'm Colleen. And today we're covering The Phoenix King. I don't remember. How do you say the author's name? Or should I'm going to let you?
Aparna by Aparna Verma.
Great.
Welcome to season 6. Wow.
Oh, yeah. New season. We're excited, clearly.
New book, new season.
Hey.
In honor of reading a book by an Indian author.
So I almost did that, but I felt like I didn't, but I thought about it.
And from what I've seen of Aparna Verma's Instagram feed, she would approve of this.
Very fair.
So
exciting.
So yeah, we are reading The Phoenix King. Get ready, because this book is wild. Also, if you have not read this book yet, the second book just came out, so you will not have to end this one on a cliffhanger with us. It's called The Burning Queen. And we are going to be doing this book in a 3-chapter cadence because some of the chapters are really long. Except for this intro episode, because there is a prologue, and my brain said, no, but we need to have the numbers be in 3s. So,
it's fine.
Are we ready for chapter recap?
Chapter recap. Woo!
Woo! Chapter recap, we're going to be doing the prologue through chapter 3 today. And I would like to state that this is the first season we're doing where Colleen has not read the book before.
I only read the chapters I was supposed to.
I'm so excited about this.
Me too, actually. I actually made notes. I annotated the book like I don't normally do, so I did things.
Yes.
I do usually have notes. I just don't physically write them down, but I had to for this one because there was a lot happening.
Yeah. This is how I felt reading Quicksilver for the podcast. So I was like, oh, I have to write stuff down. I have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Well, I'm going to hold up. So this is the beautiful book. And then love this about this book and this author. On the first inside flap, you get a picture of what our 2 main narrators look like.
I don't think I got that. I read it on Kindle. I don't know if I got that. Oh, that was not what I was picturing. Okay, he's blonde? Okay.
Yes, and now when we get into the world building, we'll talk a little bit more about this. But Alina, I listened to the audiobook as well, so I could get the names correct. Alina is Indian.
Yes.
I get the feeling that Yasin is half some sort of Middle Eastern.
I couldn't decide if it was Middle Eastern or white.
Yes.
Judging by the tail-light description. So
yes, I'm going to say Middle Eastern, and there are people up in Afghanistan and stuff who look very European.
That's fair.
So yes, so that's them. And then also before we get started, there is a map.
Clearly didn't look at the map either. Blew right past that. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yes. So it is helpful having the map when you're reading about. There's a lot of stuff that happens that you're between kingdoms in this book that you're
where are we? Yeah.
The first time I read it, I did not look at the map at all. This time I will, so I understand more fully what's happening.
That moving forward.
Yes. So the book opens with this kind of lore. When the phoenix rose from the temple, she spoke to the priests in a voice made of ash. Why are they fighting for this land? And it's basically this phoenix who sees people fighting. There's a war happening at the foot of the mountain, and one of the priests looks her dead in the eye and says, they do not realize their mortality. Oh, it's a priestess. One of the priestesses looks her dead in the eye and says, they do not know their mortality. And the phoenix basically chooses this priestess. The priestess is the first prophet, and she has the power of the phoenix. She has the fire of the phoenix.
Okay.
We don't know what that means yet, but we will find out. Oh, will we find out? Okay. Also, this is one of those that has like little excerpts in the beginning of each, similar to Fourth Wing. So I'm going to read those. But the prologue doesn't. The prologue is just called Burning Day. Okay. We open on Yasin Knight on a mission to kill a king, his last one before he earns his freedom. He is climbing a cliff wall in a heavy storm on his mission. He has a pulse gun and a holopod. We have technology in this world.
Woo!
The guard change has been delayed, leaving an opening for Yasin to climb the top of the cliff and carry out his mission. He does not believe in the gods anymore. He does not invoke the phoenix. However, he does thank the gods for not being caught in this one tense moment. As he's making his way to the king's chambers, Yasin encounters a guard. The king's cat has escaped, and the guards are looking for it. He reluctantly kills the guard. He came here to kill an arrogant king, not innocent people, and makes it into the king's chamber, now dressed in the guard's uniform. King Bormani is awake and does not realize that Yasin is not one of his men, and is yelling at him to shut the window and tell him what all of the noise is about. Yasin hesitates. He had once vowed not to kill a man without a weapon, but this is the last mission he has to complete for the Arahasin, which is like an assassin organization, before assuming his new identity of Cassian Newman and escaping to Nabru, a kingdom where the organization of assassins has no foothold. As he is about to kill the king, a spark from the fire jumps onto Yasin's leg. He quickly puts it out, but then stumbles back into the log, and his arm is set on fire. He literally says, like, the flames laugh as they jump at him, which becomes important later. He misses his shot at the king, jumps out the window, and tries to escape, all while his arm is burning in pain. He has no choice but to jump into the unforgiving ocean. Chapter 1. The king said to his people, "We are the chosen." And the people responded, "Chosen by whom?" From chapter 37 of The Great History of Sion. Chapter 1. Yasin's right arm is limp at his side as he looks over the railing of the boat that had picked him up in the ocean. He's going back home to Ravens, the country that had cast him out. He's meeting with an old childhood friend, Samson, who goes by Sam, who has given him cryptic instructions to like find him. It's literally just look for the bull. He's like, okay, Sam, thanks. The Arahasin had saved him from death, but they whisper that he's no longer any use due to his arm injury. So his like right arm that got burned is like kind of like limp and kind of useless and hurts a lot at different times randomly. It's like the cool breeze brushes against his arm and his arm burns, which is like, okay.
I was like, I don't think it's healed, bud. I think you need to get attended to.
Yeah. His port of arrival is Janthar, a metropolitan city made of steel where one has to wear a visor to avoid being blinded by the sun. It's a bustling city, a melting pot of immigrants and day laborers, merchants and trades. We find out that Yasin has, quote, colorless eyes. His father was Janthari and his mother is Ravani. I'm going to say Ravani. Once through customs, he makes his way to a tea stall that sells Ravani tea and orders tea from his homeland. And the woman who's selling him tea has a tattoo of a bull. So he's like, okay, I guess I'm on the right path. His teacup has a hidden message, look underneath the docks of fortune, and he continues his way down the dock. As he makes his way, a guard decides to pick on Yasin, asking him to lower his visor. Apparently, no one but guards are allowed to wear full face visors on the docks anymore. They're only allowed to wear half visors. To escape, Yasin gets into a tussle with them, and to escape, he administers some jabs to immobilize two guards and then runs for the end of the dock, diving into the sea. There he sees a submersible, like a sub, large enough for just one person, gets in, and it takes him, quote, to the palace. Chapter 2. Oh yeah, I should say this is also, like, it's told from different points of view, which I really enjoy.
It was nice. I liked it.
Yeah. So this next one is told from Alina's point of view. When the future king arrived at the unforgiving desert, he called to his followers, there we will build our city. He led them under the cloak of night when the sand had finally cooled. They built bricks of clay until their hands were coarse and peeling. The twin moons watched, compelled. They stayed in the sky longer that night to give the followers relief from the burning day. From chapter 41, The Great History of Sion. Elena, princess heir to the Ravani throne, is in disguise in her city of Ravens, with only her guard Verma with her. She's in disguise as, quote, a dealer of secrets, we assume, and she's on a mission. We're unclear what exactly the mission is currently, but we get there very soon. She interacts with the food stall vendor, Ishant, who she is friendly with, and only knows her as the dealer, and we're introduced to the, quote, immigrant Caesarean problem that is part of the underlying political unrest in the kingdom of Ravens. Elena goes to the market square where the lead gold cap, Jugjir, gold cap is the king's guard. The lead gold cap, Jugjir, is speaking about a war that is coming with Genthar. Alina is there to trade false information to Jugjir's right-hand man, Varun, who wants to take Jugjir's place. We find out that Alina's father, the king of ravens, might be slightly crooked, trying to sow dissent as well. We don't know why. They duck into Jasmine's tea house, and the owner, Jasmine, is the only one who knows that Alina is really who she is. But Verma covers Jasmine's surprise at seeing them there so that Varun does not catch on. He is suspicious of the credibility of Alina's information, but she has assured him that it is legitimate, and they walk back out into the square. We find out that Alina is supposed to take the throne in less than a month's time when she turns 25, but it seems that Jugjir is spreading belief that their country will only be safe so long as the king is there to protect them. Alina is summoned back to the palace. Her father wants to see her. Which brings us to chapter 3. Told from Yasin's point of view. When the dragons began to leave, no Sionai noticed. The people of Sion. No Sionai noticed. Not at first. It wasn't until the droughts came and fires raged throughout the country, sides that the people raised their eyes to the heavens. It wasn't until the droughts came and fires raged through the countrysides that people raised their eyes to the heavens and realized no one was there. From chapter 17 of The Great History of Sion. Chapter 3. Yasin is brought to a cave entrance to his childhood friend Samson's magnificent palace. Since escaping the Arahasin as a young man, Sam has been busy building his palace and making himself invaluable to the royalty around him as hired security. Yasin and Samson met as hungry orphans who were taken in by the Arahasin, and they seemed to have a harrowing history together before Sam got out. He had promised to come back for Yasin, but never did. Their relationship is tense, but they seem to find their footing as old friends. Now, Sam offers Yasin a chance for real freedom. The Raven's king has hired Sam to protect his daughter from the Arahasin, who are supposedly planning to assassinate her on the day of her coronation. To prove that he's broken ties, Sam offers Yasin a list of names of all the known Arahasin agents in Ravens. The king has promised to pardon Yasin if he will work as a guard to help take out the Arahasin agents in the kingdom. They talk about revenge and their past, and they promise to help one another out. Yasin, or Cassian as he was called in the Arahasin, will go to Ravens. I don't know if it's Ravens or Ravens.
I listened and read half and half of this, and I don't remember.
Me neither. So. I'm going to say Ravens, because that sounds more Indian to me.
I was like, that sounds more familiar to me, to be honest.
Yeah. So he will go if Samson promises to help get him his freedom, which brings us to the end of our chapter recap.
Woo!
I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm also very excited. I liked it a lot. So I'm intrigued.
I'm going to enjoy this book heavily. Shall we go to section superlatives?
Let's go.
Section superlatives.
Woo woo.
Okay. Drama queen of the section.
I actually was struggling with this one.
Me too. I don't really know I don't know if we have a drama queen yet.
Uh, maybe what's the gold beret, the lead guy that's like spreading
Yeah,
all the propaganda. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that guy.
Jugjeer. Oh my
Yes,
gosh, hi, Jeannie.
you're so tall.
She is being carried.
Got it. That makes sense. I was like, she's not that tall.
No, she's not. Jugjeer. Yeah, I was gonna say
He's the
he's pretty
closest, I would say.
dramatic.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else feels reasonably, or the cat. If we want to, the cat that escaped.
The cat is the drama queen.
I mean, it's just being a cat, but
Yes,
it
that's
caused a
pretty
lot of
funny.
drama.
It did cause a lot of drama. I mean, it is literally the reason that Yasin failed his mission.
Mm-hmm.
The cat actually is the spark that lights the flame of this story.
Literally. Well, we don't know if it's what caused the fire. Probably not, but
No,
did cause
but
things to move forward.
but is the reason that Yasin was all caught off guard and whatnot.
It's true. Yeah. Bested by a cat.
Bested by a cat.
Fair. There's
And I like a man. Hi, Jeannie. Okay, craziest thing to happen.
A lot happened. I wasn't expecting him to catch on fire, to be honest. That, especially like the way it's described, it's very like clearly something is intentionally happening with the fire. This isn't just like a log rolled out. Like it's described in a way it was like almost like a whip kind of thing where it's like whipped out and like grabs him. And that I was not expecting it. So
I agree. I think
do mine.
everything we're in a very expositional phase of the book right now. There's a lot of world building that has to take place. And so like I would agree with you. Like I expected something to go wrong with the mission. I wasn't expecting the fire to jump at him.
Yeah, and laugh at him. None of
Yeah.
that was what I expected.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Jeannie just ran away with a piece of paper in her mouth.
So
Don't
here's
know what
mine
it
now.
was.
Hopefully you don't need it.
Yeah. So shall we walk on over to your corner?
Hey, it's me. It's my corner. Yes.
Colleen's corner. I'm gonna put the book behind me so everyone can see the beautiful artwork.
It is very pretty.
Colleen's corner.
Woo, it's mine. Okay. There was a lot that went on here, and I couldn't quite decide what I wanted to talk about. But I settled on this because I highlighted it, so I'm going to read this quote and just kind of talk about the female warrior lady, because there's just a really casual line that was thrown in here that I highlighted because I was like, and I literally put a note, this is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. So I just wanted to talk about it. So it says I'm going to say
Verma.
Yumi. Verma, yes. So it's Verma. She's part of I'm going to say Yumi guard. So the Yumi guard pulled her scarf tighter, hiding the trademark hair of her race. Thick, long, silky strands that could harden into sharp shards and cut a man's throat. That is the coolest thing I have ever heard or read. So I was like reading this section or reading and listening, and I like stopped and highlighted it, and I was like, I don't know if this comes into play, but I hope it does because it's so cool. And it's also like, so we've had a little bit of mention, I guess it's kind of like a magic section. We've had a little bit of mention of magic, but I would say more on the sci-fi end in the beginning of this. And the only other thing that we've seen, which I think is a little bit after this potentially, is Yasin talking about Yasin talks about I think it's how he finds the dock that's supposed to be like the magical dock or whatever, but they're selling these like mirrors that are supposedly supposed to tell you your future love or whatever, but Yasin's like, that's dumb. So I don't know if that's actually real magic or not. But this is the first like definitive thing that we've heard that's just like, yeah, her hair is blades. And I just thought that was really neat. Just the whole like talking about all of them was really interesting. She's like, yeah, she trained her to like how to hold a blade between her like shoulders, and it just stays there, and then you wiggle your hip and you have a blade. I was like, oh. Then I tried to, if you can't tell me moving, tried to figure out how to do that, and it's like I'm listening to this in the shower, like trying to figure out how that like, so I was like, don't fall over. So I'm over here like trying to, I'm like, what is happening? So I like the idea of like a female guard, and particularly one that's not like, it's not that we haven't had female guards in books, but I feel like this is very much like a, I don't know, like a trained, skilled person that like other people are also afraid of. It's not like they're having to prove that they're like big, or they're like, no, we know who this person is and who these guards are, and they're scary.
Yes. I think you're going to be really happy about the progression of female fierceness in this book.
I've heard that about this book. I've never read it, but I know people have talked about it. I've seen some things. Yeah, I was really mostly, I'm gonna be honest, just stuck on the fact that as someone who, like, this is a true statement, I have pepper spray in my car. I have a machete under it. I have a lot of like things around
Weapons.
me as protection, just in case. And the idea that my hair could just be that is cool. That I wouldn't have to like worry about it. It's just like, oh, I don't know how it works. We don't really know yet. It just can harden. But I like the idea of it.
Yeah. I think it's a really unique, it's a very unique idea. Like, we don't, in books, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it in a book before.
No.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything like a power like this in any of the books, at least that we've read in recent history. Yeah. I've seen something like this in like anime style.
Yes. Yeah, like their hair like whips and like has like a mind of its own kind of thing. But yeah, not in like a, it's not really like a fantasy power, if that makes sense. It's more of like a superpower kind of situation. Not like a fantasy, which I would say this is maybe more in that like, setting, maybe. Because it's like a whole like, I think they said race, if I remember correctly. It's like a whole like group of people, and they're all guards because of this like thing that they can do with their hair.
Yeah, it is. I think it is like a race of people.
Yeah, I was looking over it. Yeah, the entire Yumani race. I do think they almost died, which I think is interesting. Yes, as well. You have knives for hair, but that doesn't mean anything. But that does seem like whatever killed them must have been pretty strong. So very interesting. So I liked them, and I really just got stuck on the hair thing. That was it. I think you've heard me talk a lot about. I talk about Brienne of Tarth a lot from Game of Thrones. I feel like it's kind of a similar thing. Or I can't think of the name of the guard right now, but the female guard that's in the Black Panther as well. Actually, that seems almost probably closer to what this is. I feel like that has a very similar. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but there's a female like protection guard that protects the king basically. In that, so I like those vibes. I'm assuming there's more of them. Hopefully, I like it. That's what I had. I mostly now just want my hair to be nice.
I love it. Great corner.
Thank you.
Great corner. Hi, Jeannie. We got a pet sitter for Jeannie.
Nice. While you're gone
for Thanksgiving. Week? Yes, yeah. We found someone who saw Jeannie jumping and was like, "This is okay." And I was like, "Thank God," because honestly, she's just a little terror with new people. New people and Colleen.
I just get excited.
And so does she. You guys feed into each other's excitement. It's very cute. It's very cute. Animals. Yeah. Do you want to talk about, I feel like we should list our characters for this one, at least for a little bit.
We can. I didn't write them all down, but
I did write them down. Good. So let's talk about our characters.
Woo! Characters.
So we have Yasin Knight, also known as Cassian Newman, which cracked me up.
I had a whole thing. I was like, it's another Cassian. I like that. That was it.
Yep.
I was like, ooh.
Yep. And we can get more into this in like the deep dive section, but the like blonde hair, colorless eyes, the name Yasin, also the name Cassian. It is very like Alexandria,
Yeah.
like when Europe and Asia were one
Kind of thing.
empire.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
Ottomans.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He gives me very that much vibes about
Yes.
him. We have Alina Ravens, heir to the throne. We don't know a whole lot about her yet.
She's supposed to take it, and she trades secrets because she's a rebel sympathizer, right? Well, the rumor is that the queen is a rebel sympathizer because they talk about that for a little bit.
Yes, she's a rebel sympathizer. She's doing it for her country. We know that she suspects her father is not doing what's right for the country. Yeah.
I guess I have
not going to let go of his throne. Yeah.
I'm not going to let go of his power, clearly. That's his intention, I think. But we don't technically know. But there seems to be some suspicion.
Yes. We have Samson Kitu, I think his name is.
I don't remember.
He is Caesarean, so he's from an island country. That's really interesting that we want to talk about world building as well, because they are a different culture. So Alina is Indian. Yasin is probably half Middle Eastern, half Indian, I would say. Samson is like, I'm going to say like West Indies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes, which is very interesting. And then we have Verma, who is Yumi.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we have, do they give any other sort of description of her?
A little bit. Let me go back to it. I have that spot highlighted. It's down here. Where'd it go? Little scarf tattered. It talks about the hair. Been trained from infancy as a soldier. We don't get a lot of physical description. More of a like what she can do, kind of thing.
I would be interested to see if there's any like fan art, because the name Yumi sounds like very like Southeast Asian to me.
It's fair.
But also with the hair being like knives and stuff, I could see it going to the opposite side of India and being more like an African country.
Oh.
I could see it going either way.
I don't know.
All I know is Aparna Verma was like, we don't need more white people, so here's everyone else. Yeah. Which I was like, great. Sure. Sounds great.
That's fine.
Okay, and then we have Ishant, who is a food stall guy. He sells makhani, which is this like
lotus root, right? Like a nut.
Yeah, and it's like spiced and like crunchy. And then did they say chas? Was that what they said?
They did.
Yeah, which is like a yogurt-based drink. And he also used to sell jalebi, which is an Indian sweet. It's this like fried honey pastry type thing, and it's like delicious and sweet and yummy, and it's orange, bright orange.
Did you have some at your wedding?
Probably.
Or was that something different? I feel like I had some at your wedding.
But you might have had gulab jamun at my wedding, which is the round balls, because those are my favorite.
That's what I had. Never mind.
Yes. The jalebi is most well known for being bright orange. It's like a bright orange pretzel-shaped sweet thing.
It's in a spiral. There's a song that I really like where a person compares how pretty a woman is to that dessert.
Yeah, because she's sweet like jalebi.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I know of it.
We also have Jasmine, the tea shop owner, which she's the only one who knows Alina is Alina, and she's like,
confusing.
What are you doing here?
I have a theory about that, but we can get back to it.
Okay, and then we have the two gold caps.
Yes, in my head they look like green berets, but they're gold.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But they're called gold caps, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So we have Varun, who is the second in command, who
Mhm.
has some nefarious motives,
He wants
and
to be in command.
he wants
Yeah.
to be in command. And we have Jagjir, who is in command and sucks.
He
It's
does suck.
probably- yeah.
Although I'm curious about how much he actually sucks and how much he's just doing what he's told. He can still suck,
Yeah.
but I'm curious, like,
How much of it is actually like from his own mind?
correct. Yes, I
Yeah.
think because it sounds like Elena was saying a lot of this was clearly from her dad, so I think it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's
don't
buying the
quite
sauce, but
remember.
yeah,
I don't quite remember. So yeah.
let's go.
All right. So those are our characters so far. I will say we're introduced to a couple more characters, but these are our most like main important ones. The Arohasin assassin organization is not very. It's very prevalent for not really meeting anyone else in it in these first 4 chapters.
It feels like kind of like an ever-present thing, but it's like
Yeah,
you don't know names, which makes sense. You don't know
makes
assassin
sense. Yeah,
names. Yeah.
correct. Okay, so those are our characters.
Woo!
But we have a new segment to introduce.
Is it the Aladdin one?
It's the Aladdin one. Keeping with our themes of Disney comparisons.
I am pretty certain this book was advertised as like a better Aladdin retelling. I could be wrong, but I am pretty certain that's how I've
That
seen
is
it described before.
not what the author has described it as.
That is fair. That is probably what white people described it as, to be honest with you.
Yep.
That's what I have seen. So,
Yeah. It's yeah, so let's just get into it. Right off
okay.
the bat, we have Street Rat Yasin Knight.
Yes. Yeah.
Literally an orphan, like slightly more nefarious, was, raised by an assassin organization and has been killing arrogant royals and but wants freedom. He's done with it.
Yes, yeah. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I also find it interesting that this organization only kills kings. Only kings.
Yeah.
Apparently not queens, just kings. I don't know.
Just
Maybe there's just no
kings.
women in
I don't know.
power.
Maybe it's queens.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
But
know. Just fuck kings.
yes, they're like a political assassination organization.
Yeah.
They do political assassinations.
Yes,
Yep.
they do.
And then like opening scene for Alina is just the way we're introduced to Jasmine, basically.
Yeah, her just covering her face walking through because she's like, we're literally in the market.
Yeah.
We're in the bazaar, like walking around, and she's looking at all the fun things. I think she's a little less sheltered than Jasmine was. I think she's a little more aware. But
she's more aware, and she's not like out in the market because no one ever lets her out and she wants to see what's out there. She's like out in the market because she thinks something's going wrong with her dad's rule of the country and the unrest that's happening. And there's like apparently a war coming with Junthar, but she's like, the people don't know what's really going on. So like her motives are very much more politically fueled.
yes, she's trying to do what she thinks is best for her people, I think, to be honest with you, and is trying to find the best way to navigate that while she's not in charge, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I will say the Aladdin vibes don't really end for a while.
Really?
But I will say that the way that this book was marketed to me,
Okay.
because I looked up the author's Instagram when we decided to read it for book club, was that it's like, oh God, what did she say? It's like Avatar meets something else.
Oh, interesting.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Which I love, yeah.
Yes, which right now doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it will.
Well, I mean, there's like a fire elemental situation, so and they do talk about fire people, so I assumed that was something. So
yeah. Maybe it was Aladdin. Maybe it was Aladdin meets Avatar. Who knows?
I don't remember. I just remember someone. It could have been a different series, but I'm pretty because I've known of this book for a while. I just haven't read it.
Yeah.
And I remember someone being like, "Do you like the vibes of this?" It was more of like, if you like this, if you like
Yes.
the concept of Aladdin and the story, but you want like a better version, read this book. You've seen those,
Yeah.
right? Where they show like flashes
I
and you
have.
like close it and the book pops up, and it was
Yeah.
one of those. So,
Yes.
which is what hooked me because I do like Aladdin. So
Yeah. Well, so it is very Aladdin coded.
yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
which that was based on like a, I guess, Middle Eastern story, right? Like
Yeah.
originally. I know it's
It
different
was,
than how they wrote it.
oh gosh,
Or is it
I
an
can't
Indian story that they
remember.
made look Middle Eastern? Because I know that was also a whole thing.
It's Middle Eastern. It's the opposite. People always say that Jasmine is an Indian princess, but she is not an Indian princess.
Yes, she is Middle Eastern. That I did know.
So,
But yes.
yes. It's there's also like with Aladdin, there's a lot of things like the Sultan and the city of Agrabah. It's like the Mughal Empire. So Indian, yes, it could be. I mean, Agrabah literally looks like the Taj Mahal surrounded by a city. It looks like the city of Agra, basically. And it's Agrabah, like, in that way, that's why people get really confused about it all.
That's fair.
But it is, as the way that our cultures exist and our country lines and borders exist today, it is not Indian.
Which makes sense.
Yes, yeah. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of cultural similarities and cuisine similarities between our cultures. We were part of the same empire for a very long time.
That'll do it.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go on to deep dive. Let's do deep dive.
Deep dive. Woo. Yay. I'm going to go back to my notes.
What I want to know, because we'll get into the world building, but what I want to know is, like, what are your initial thoughts so far?
I like it a lot. So literally the first note is literally, ooh, I like that a lot. Seems self-aware, which I like. Which I do think describes. So it was Yasin talking about himself. I think he seems very self-aware, which I liked. It said, Yasin thought bitterly as he felt another raindrop trickle beneath the collar of his jacket and down his spine. He wasn't foolish or brave. He was desperate. And I was like, you know what? Fair.
Yeah.
Like, he seems aware. I liked the style. It wasn't too flowery, if that makes sense. I struggle with overly flowery writing. But I felt like I could follow it. And I'm not someone who really pictures things in my head, so I don't know in terms of like descriptive wise how it like popped in, whatever, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I did want to read more, and because I was like listening to it while I was getting ready, and was like, no, you have to stop. But I liked it a lot. I have a lot more like note clearly, so I'm just curious what I'm looking at. I have my Kindle, and so the way I've been reading books is I buy the audiobook and have my Kindle open, and it follows and like highlights the words as I'm reading, so I can read and listen, which has been very helpful.
I like it.
And a lot of what I ended up doing, I will be honest, was Googling what certain words mean, because I figured, like, I know I've heard of this, but I don't know what it is, so I Googled a lot of the food. Food and drinks and different things, but I liked it.
Yay.
It
is what I was looking for. I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we've read a lot of books actually that have like this sort of like political thriller feeling to them.
Like high stakes political.
Yeah, like Fourth Wing is just this like huge political conspiracy theory basically with dragons. Like,
correct. Yeah, it's fun with dragons. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel this sets the scene as compared to something like a Fourth Wing or even Blood Over Brighthaven, which was all politics? Real rough.
I think it probably set it up a little better than Fourth Wing, but I think with Fourth Wing, Wing Violet didn't know. So we weren't supposed to know because she was the main person. I think eventually. But like in terms of like upfront, these are the stakes. Like we pretty much got there's these kingdoms, these people are fighting, this war might start. These are the two people that you're gonna look at. Here you go. Like it was kind of like I felt like I was like it was I don't know how to explain it. Like I was being handheld, but like we were like half jogging through it. Like it wasn't like I was plopped in the middle of the story, but we were doing a good little jog.
Like one of those rides at Universal that like takes you through a story, but it's also a ride.
Yeah,
like the oh, what is the one I'm thinking of? I think it's the Transformers ride where it's like Optimus Prime needs you and you're like on a transformer and like things are happening and the story is happening, but then you're also just like being like dragged through this scenario and things are happening to you.
I've never been on that ride, but that sounds accurate. That's about how it felt. Like in a good way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am someone, I will be honest, I don't like slow beginnings to stories. I get bored easy. I want to know what's happening. I want to know why you wrote this book. Some people, this is my great, we're just going to bring in. So like Wuthering Heights is that way. Wuthering Heights is very much into the like description and like pretty floral. And I'm like, why? Well, I get it. Why do I need to know that?
Like, so, give me the stakes right now.
I need to know why I want or need to like these characters. Thank you. Or not. I'm also okay with them not being likable, but I do think they are very likable.
Yes.
I think they're interesting. And like you want to like root. Although I am someone who roots for assassins in things often, so that didn't necessarily feel like a moral quandary.
It's fine.
But yeah, no. I think it set it up well. It's one that like is logical to me. Like it's a king who has power, wants to keep it, supposed to give it away, isn't gonna give it away. So makes up fake war.
Yeah, it makes sense to me too. For a little context of how I found this book, I was looking for a book to read because I wanted to start a book club with my friends Jasmine and Sonia, who Colleen is now a part of that book club as well.
Yes.
And we were looking for a fun book to read. And I'm pretty sure it was actually Sonia who was like, hey, there's this book coming out by an Indian author. Would you want to do something like this? And then I like researched a little bit about it and I was like, yeah, this sounds awesome. Yeah. And we were in the middle of ACOTAR or ACOMAF. So I had been reading like our fantasy books for the podcast. I think it was ACOTAR, and it was our first season. So I was like doing like the deep dive on the fantasy stuff. And then I like started reading this and I was like, oh, holopad, pulse gun.
Yeah, it is the like sci-fi, which I like, actually. I am learning from a personal standpoint recently that I struggle sometimes to watch sci-fi, but I really like reading sci-fi.
Yeah, honestly, like very new to me as well. But yeah, I think I really enjoy it.
I like the idea that you can have cool things, but without it just being all about the technology. Like you can have tech without the whole point of the book not being about how tech's going to destroy the world, unless it turns to that. I don't know, but that's
not that I know of.
Okay, some of the like that's my like. I get that's the point of sci-fi, but certain sci-fi books, the point of them is this tech has been created. They're for moral quandaries, and like I think they're interesting, but I like other things as well. So I like that this kind of combines. Like we're not in some backwater town where everyone seems literate, which is nice. Everyone seems somewhat educated and like
it is. It's very like and we're also not like in the olden times sort of thing.
No, not at all. Yeah. Which I am kind of curious. I will be honest with you. I don't know how these holopads are described. In my mind, they're essentially just Pokeballs that open up and has a little screen in them. And I know that's not what it is, but that's what my brain.
That's so funny. I'm just picturing like a disc.
Oh yeah.
Like a rounded disc sort of thing that you like press buttons. You're like beep beep beep, and then holograms pop up.
I mean, that's definitely more practical than a ball, but in my mind, it's like a little Pokeball. It's not a Pokeball, but that's what it looks like. And it opens
Mhm.
up and it has a little. I think I'm leaning more like Star Warsy than like Star Trek-y, maybe, if that makes sense. And you're leaning more Star Trek-esque.
Have you seen the movie The Host based on Stephanie Meyer's book, The Host?
I have not actually. I've heard the book is good, the movie is a disaster.
Well, you know how I like bad things.
Yeah, no, I do too. That's fair. I just
So
didn't
like
watch it.
the book is actually very good. Highly
Yeah,
recommend. The movie is like you just put your brain away and you
no, I
just
love that.
enjoy the ride.
That's
Yeah,
fine. I don't mind
it's
that.
real fun. But there's a lot of really pretty people in it.
That's what I've heard. Everyone's real
Yeah,
pretty. Yeah.
everyone's pretty. But there's like a trans tr- transportation pod that like the souls are transported, the aliens are transported to and from
Okay.
in, and it's just this like silver metal disc thing, and
Oh.
that's what I'm picturing the holopod to be.
Which, I mean, this world is very metal, so that
Yes.
I have some notes about the metal stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
so that would make logical sense.
Mhm.
I think we have learned throughout this podcast, I cannot picture written dialogue or written
I like
anything.
the Pokeball a lot. It is very Star Wars.
It is, which is my main point of reference. My dad's a big Star Trek person, but I've probably watched a lot more Star Wars. So my main point of reference for sci-fi it is Star Wars. So that's
Mhm.
like even the pulse guns look like the guns in my mind
Yeah.
from Star Wars.
Yeah, no, the
So,
pulse guns literally look like the Star Wars guns to me
great.
too.
Okay, well that's one thing.
Yep.
There, right? I'll take that.
Yeah.
So
I also would like to point out here, since we're coming from our episode with Frank, who tore us to pieces about our question about sci-fi being apocalyptic, whatever, Frank. I do agree that this is not post-apocalyptic, so fine, but it is in a desert.
It is. No, but in my mind that's post-apocalyptic, which it's not, but like
Yes.
typically that's where post-apocalyptic because they're like the world's food because it's usually because food ran out, right? Because
Yes,
it didn't
yeah.
rain, so we're in the desert.
Yeah, but no, this is like a giant desert, which is very sci-fi to me.
Yes, I know not all sci-fi is in a desert. We are aware.
Yes, we're
We
aware,
know.
but we don't care.
We don't care.
No, just kidding. We care. We care. We just,
do.
just
I'm just
like
not as
this
well
is
versed in
just-
sci-fi. So
Yes, agreed. I'm trying to get out of like the weird lighting, but it's
the beam
fine.
of light you got going. Looks kind of
Yeah.
fun. Looks like you have like cool spots in your hair.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
on purpose.
There
Totally.
you go.
Yes. Okay, so going back in, like getting more into like the deep dive of it all.
Mhm.
Jeannie is being so stinking cute. Off camera, this dog is so distracting. More into the sci-fi. No, sorry, more into the world building.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to talk about the main religion because I think there's different religions because there's different cultures and countries.
Yes.
But the main religion that we are concerned with
Mhm.
is that of the vengeful god, I guess, the Phoenix.
Yeah. It did take me a little bit to be like, I will be honest with you, I assumed the pet, because I assumed that we would see a literal phoenix, was that the pet that got lost in the kingdom was a phoenix, and that was what Yasin was there to do, was to try to free.
To try to free the Phoenix.
It wasn't. It was a cat. But that was my
It was a
assumption.
cat, yep.
Yeah.
I do like that theory. I mean, it is called the Phoenix King, and the Phoenix is also a very prevalent character, you know, but like she's more of a god
Which makes sense.
who chooses prophets. We don't know if that's just lore or if that's like an actual thing that happens, but it's definitely part of the religion.
Okay. Makes sense.
And yes.
Oh, I was thinking there was something to do with moons, but I don't think that's a religious thing. I just think they just have two moons.
They have two moons, yeah.
Yeah.
Very sci-fi.
Yes, yeah.
Very sci-fi. Yeah, like Quicksilver, also taking place in the desert in the beginning with two suns. It's the two planetary objects as opposed to our one that moves in the sky.
They're like, oh, it's not our world. It's got two moons.
Yeah.
Two suns. It's that.
It's that.
They're on a different planet.
Yeah. So we know that like obviously there's different people believe different things, but like Robbins is known for like fire worshippers.
She's like stinking fire worshippers at one point. She's like not having it. I think it was Alina, or was it
I think it was Firma.
Firma? Yeah, she's like stupid fire worshippers. Like she was like, of course they chose today. Okay.
Yeah.
She was not having it with them.
She was not happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is building this very like, we're in the desert, it's really hot, people worship the fire, which seems like hold on. Yes, it's a very hot, fiery, dry country is what I'm getting.
Which makes sense. I'm curious to see, which I'm assuming it probably does, but typically the things that you worship reflect on how you live your life. So my assumption is that the fire people have fiery personalities. Just going to assume. Correlation.
I feel like that's a fair assumption.
Like, I'm not saying they're more or less fiery than other people, but if you are, that's the thing that you hold up as the utmost. I'm going to assume that's going to reflect in those traits are going to reflect in your personality.
Yeah, maybe. I would agree. I would agree with that. At least what we've seen so far.
Yes. Yeah.
I also think that. So I don't know how much people know about India, but there's a large desert in India, and there's desert, and so like I think it's the kingdom of Jaipur is one that is like that's a desert kingdom. Slash now it's a state, and sorry, that's a city. Rajasthan is the state. Rajasthan was the kingdom, and Jaipur is a city in Rajasthan. Whew, my Indian card almost got taken away. It's fine. And there's a couple of other like desert states around. So I wonder if Aparna is from like I wonder if she's from that area in India or if she was just like really fascinated by the culture and the landscape and stuff. I know I visited Rajasthan once, and it was like one of my favorite trips to India I've ever had, because it's like absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. The views are incredible. Like they have such a rich culture there. It's really interesting. And I want to go back. They have really pretty clothes there.
All of that sounds great. I actually really like deserts. Historically, a lot of my family members live in like desert areas. So like a lot of my family, I have a lot of family in Arizona and like places that way. So I do really love like desert earth tone cut, like what I picture, like the reds and like all of that. I think you're so that's kind of
I agree.
Attraction to it. I don't know if I'm assuming that all deserts are red, but the main ones I've seen have been red. So that's what I picture.
A lot of the ones I've seen are red too.
Okay.
So yeah, I know. And then the last thing, so we have all of these political things happening. So King Bormani, I forget what kingdom he was the king of, where Yasin was.
Oh, the one that he was going to assassinate.
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest. Look at it.
Varani accent. So he's probably in Veron or whatever it's called.
Okay. Oh, maybe. I'm not seeing anything here that's giving us like a specific.
It doesn't, but when he's pretending to be a guard, it says something about him saying something in a Varani accent.
Oh, King Bormani of Varan. So
Varan,
yes, it's Varan.
So it's that top left-hand corner there.
Oh, okay, like up.
Yep.
Up there. Okay.
So the Arahasan are trying to depose that king for some reason. They're rumored to apparently be trying to depose Alina here in Robbins as well. Fun things to note. There is this place called Nabru down here. That's where Yasin was planning to escape his life and start anew, because there's no Arahasan down here across the Ahisi.
Okay.
And over here is Seshar, where Sam's family is from, the Seshari immigrants that are coming in and causing all of the political unrest and stuff. And then we have Janthar, which is here.
Oh, is it the little mountainous section up there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Ravens and Janthar both are experiencing an influx of Sesharian immigrants, apparently, and they hate it. But also, these two are close to being at war with each other, apparently.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I know. See how much a map helps?
It does.
Who
No,
knew?
I pulled it up on my Kindle because I was like, oh, maybe I should actually like look.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, that's kind of like I think where we're at with the world building. We have Sam and Yasin were friends, childhood friends. There's
Yes,
some interesting tension between them, but they're part of the Arrow House, and Sam got out. Yasin did not.
I have some big feelings about that, but
Yep.
we can
Yep.
get.
And I think that that's like all of like the world building that we need to really cover before we can deep dive. Yes.
Yeah, the only thing that I think might be a little bit of world building, but it may maybe not be, and I don't know if I fully understand it, but I did highlight it. It's all the metal. There's a lot of
Yes.
metal, and different metals dictate who you are as a person.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Speak more about it.
Okay, so I didn't fully understand it. So I don't remember the city right now. So it's when Yasin is trying to find Sam, and he's going,
Mhm.
he's like, follow the bull. It's that city. So it's the full brat. Like, it was intentionally made, which I thought this was really neat as a defense thing, where the entire, like, the walkways, the building, everything was made out of brass, because that
Mhm.
way people couldn't like sneak up on you without having some sort of protection that
Yes.
would, minimize something. It was a protective thing, which I really liked. But it talks about, so I think it was the Jahari refugees. Am I wrong? What refugees?
Gentari.
Native Gentari have lightning suit. So they have golden bracelets. And then the
Mhm.
immigrants who were coming, the Shaharian?
Sashari.
Refugees that were coming in, they all had silver bracelets. So like fancy people have gold, like the native citizens. Immigrants are like marked essentially with silver, and then
Mhm.
the whole city's brass,
Yes.
which I like. I not that I liked. I thought it was interesting and like a very, I don't know, like physical way to mark people.
Mhm.
Like you're one or the other. You don't really get a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually, now that you bring that up, I think it's a really cool thing to bring up because that's in the kingdom of Genthar, which they, in theory, then would be exporting metal. So in the prologue, when Yasin is climbing the cliff, he
Mm-hmm.
has Genthari steel in his shoes that cut through the rock to give him footholds.
So they're just a very metal based
Yeah.
kingdom. Okay.
Which I don't think when we get to Ravens, I don't think there's so much about metal.
Yeah, I don't remember it being like a marker by any means.
Yes.
Doing great. I just found it really interesting. So it's world building esque. I don't know if it really comes into play about anything, but it was mentioned, and I thought it was a neat,
Yeah.
a sad
No,
way
I
because they
think
were
it's
talking
something to
about
keep in mind.
the Gentari, like with their golden, like he says, with their golden bracelets, kept their distance from the immigrants. Like they very clearly think they're
Mm-hmm.
better than them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
yeah, that's what I had for that.
All right. You ready to bring up some notes?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, a lot of this what I brought up so far, that has been a lot of my notes. But yes. Yeah.
Good.
No, come back. Where did my notes go? Okay. Where did I? Oh, this is just because I'm a big Hunger Games nerd. The three finger kiss thing.
Yes.
Yasin does. I'm assuming it's an assassin thing, not like a larger world thing, because Sam did it as
Yes.
well. But I made a particular note that like it seems to be like a salute of the dead kind of thing. I don't know. I couldn't quite
Mm-hmm.
tell because I feel like Sam and him did it in like a different context. So like it means something,
Yes.
but I don't
I
know.
think it said something about it being like the like traditional like greeting between loved ones or something.
Oh, well, so he said he had so long ago, this is what I highlighted. He had so long ago lost his belief in the gods, but habit made him kiss his three fingers and press them to his chest for good luck. So I guess it's something God. So maybe it is larger. I don't
I
know.
think it is. I so like, and then they do it to each other too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Samson does it to his forehead. when they meet. So I think it's like, I'll say it in this way. In like Indian culture, when you say like namaskar and you like fold your hands, you also do namaskar to your elders, and you also do namaskar to like the gods. It's like a sign of respect and blessing, but it's also how you like greet people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's like a similar
that makes sense.
thing. Yeah.
I just really thought of Hunger Games because they do like a 3-finger salute in that.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that's funny.
People die, and I was like, oh, like I know it could be a reference to that, I guess, but I got excited about that.
It could be a reference to that. I mean, it's a very specific.
The 3-finger thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's interesting. I liked that. A lot of my notes were mostly me just being confused. I will be honest. In the beginning,
what are you confused about? Let's dig in.
So, I did highlight. Where was it at? I was specifically talking about Ravani. So he talks a lot about like in this beginning, he's like really ruminating on like his past, and like he just keeps talking about like one more time and I can be free. One more time I can be free. I will be honest with you, it took me a very long time, literally up until the very end, to realize that Samson wasn't the person who was controlling him in the assassins. I thought they were the same person the way that he was talking about it. So that took me a little bit. So I learned once I unscrambled that in my brain. But where is the note that I made for this? Where did it go? 3-finger salute. Yeah. He just kept talking about wanting to get out. But I was like, what happened in, which I guess is more of just like a, clearly something happened in his home, Ravani country. Because he's just like, I can never go back. And I'm like, but why? Because it doesn't seem like it's a particularly small place. There's a large amount of people. So I'm like, is he wanted? Is it because of the assassin? But it seemed like there was some sort of catalyst that happened in Ravani, and he can't. Ravens.
Ravani is like how you describe it's from that place, but Ravens is the name of the place.
He can't go back there, basically. He has big feelings.
I do know why, but I can't tell you.
That's totally okay. Please don't. I will get there. I do have a note of, seems like he is being held hostage by a counter-rebel organization. I don't know if it's necessarily hostage, but I think that's how he has it in his mind. I don't know if it's a rebel organization, but I'm going to assume if they're killing people, they're not necessarily with mainstream unless it's one of the other kings doing it.
I will say I think I can kind of go into it without doing too much spoiler. It's just the Aro Hassan is like, it's very similar to Arabin's assassins.
They just kind of
like when you're in, you can't leave sort of thing.
That was maybe the only like naive thing that I felt about Yasin is like he's, and maybe there's a reason, we don't know, but he's like, after this I'm out, and I'm like,
are you though?
Because he was like, yeah, just one more. Like the way that he talked about it made it seem like he's been told this a few times and isn't getting out. Like there definitely seems to be a naiveness about it a little bit. I don't know if maybe it's because he was waiting for Samson. I don't know. But
so I don't know if I don't fully remember, but I do know, just based on what we read now, so no spoilers, is that he was going to escape and flee to Nabru with a new identity. Where the Hassan don't have footholds. So there wouldn't be anyone there to find him there, sort of thing. Yeah.
I guess I didn't, if that was his plan, didn't fully understand why he had to kill the king. He could have.
In theory, he's probably getting paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I think it's a monetary thing.
That was the thing.
But I also could be wrong. I don't remember fully. So
that was just, I was like sitting here and I'm like, okay, something happened. I was like trying to keep track of everything. The map would have helped, but I didn't realize I had a map at this point. So I'm just like going through it. I'm like, okay, he's like climbing up this side of this thing. He's trying to hide. He's decent at it, pretty self-aware. Honestly, one of the worst assassination attempts I have maybe ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
It's so clumsy.
He was caught off guard. In his defense, I do think the fire has something against him.
I would agree. I love his, like, he goes over there and he's like, he's awake. And he's like, I don't know what to do. He's awake. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, also, it wasn't that he didn't know what to do. He was hesitating because he it's his moral code. He's got a couple of moral codes where he's like, I'm an assassin and I've had to do bad things, but like I vow I shouldn't be killing people I'm not sent on a mission to kill. I should only be killing the king. And then he gets there and like if the king was asleep, it's less of a thing, but the king is fully awake and defenseless. And he's like, well, now I got to assassinate this guy. And then the fire intervenes.
Yeah, I guess my thought process on all of it is he's assuming he's going to be asleep. So, yes. And he doesn't sleep with weapons, which would make sense. So he's okay with killing them if they're asleep without a weapon. But that was the part that it's not even like
I think it's more like I think for him it's probably more of like when the king is asleep, it's literally just a mission. Right? But the king is awake and talking to him and in theory would know that he's about to die and has no way to defend himself. And that's where he's kind of like, oh, God.
It is just not the type of assassin. So, like, I will be honest, the main assassin book that I have read recently would be, like, Assassin's Blade, the Throne of Glass series, right? She was just ruthless to the point that she was just like incredibly efficient, like all of them were. So that's kind of a little more what I'm used to.
Yeah, but we're dealing with Aladdin here. Heart of Gold.
No, he's great. And I think it's a better it makes you want to root for them more. Like there's not this like I don't think he's gonna have as much of the like self coming to terms with it journey. I mean, I'm sure he has some, but I feel like if he kind of maintained a moral code for himself, I think that's a little bit easier to get over than seeing Selena's journey through that series.
Oh, Selena's journey is just
which is fair. I mean, she was, I would say there's in similar situations. I'm going to assume there was, picked up off the street. I don't know all the context, but like whether there's some sort of like they got recruited as children kind of
yes thing. Yeah, so they did. That's where him and Samson met. They were recruited.
Yes.
Or they met first and then they were recruited. Yeah.
Yes. Which they chose different one pickpocketed, the other one I can't remember what he did. I can't remember what Yasin did. He did something else. Anyhow, they had like different
something else,
they tag team, maybe stole.
Yeah, I think he stole as well. But and then like the Samson and Yasin's relationship is just like there's so much meat to it.
I have big feelings.
Yes, tell me your feelings.
I don't like Sam at all. I'm so as someone who like he's so slimy. And that's fine. You can be like like in terms of like business, whatever. But him, essentially, I get what he's saying. He's like, I couldn't come back for you because it would have injured us both. No, that's not the point. You promised. The only reason that he was just failing and they were going to kill him. And so he helped him escape to get out of it. And he's just like, would have been bad for both of us. Like, not even really an apology. It's just like, yeah, sorry, bud.
Your feelings are going to get bigger.
I might throw my Kindle across the room. I was already mad. I don't know. Like, I think we talked about this. Loyalty to me is a big thing, especially in books. And people who are disloyal, like, weirdly enough, I can excuse murder, can't excuse disloyalty. Like, I really struggle.
Well, murder can come from loyalty.
Yes.
But disloyalty cannot.
It's only a selfish motivation. Like, murder can weirdly be unselfish.
I agree with you.
Yes. Like, I'm not justifying murder. I'm not. Between last week and this week, people are going to think I have a lot of problems.
You should be scared of her, men. Ain't that like a man? Well, be scared.
A lot of them are. It's okay. They usually, I feel like, get that vibe. I don't think it's a secret. But so I get that what he's supposed to be set up as. He reminds me, again, I'm gonna make some this book does have a lot of similarities to certain Game of Thrones characters as well. I'm assuming maybe there's some influence there. Well, you read them. Tyrion, was Tyrion in the books?
Yes.
Or have any? He's the no, wait, not Tyrion.
Are you talking about Jaime?
No, he's the one from he's the seafaring island person that stayed with the Starks. That was it's not Tyrion. It's he kind of sucked. He redeemed himself near the end after trauma, but like I know who you're talking about. What is his name? Thyra? It's something with a T. It's similar
I
to
know
Tyrion's
yeah,
the Lannister,
yeah,
but
he did redeem himself. Yeah.
he did. So I don't know if maybe this character eventually is going to have a similar arc or not. But he was honestly one of my most hated characters in that series for a very long time, and I'm getting very similar. Like, I don't know. He feels entitled, which I think is what I'm struggling with. He's like, my family was royalty, and I'm entitled to these things, and
I
I
think
struggle.
you're going to go on a multitude of journeys with many of the characters in this book.
That's exciting. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I really struggle with him and the way I don't like that he doesn't even have any like sympathy for Yasin and like what he's been through. He's just like, yeah, now, like if you do this, you'll be free. Also, like dangling that carrot in front of him, like knowing the one thing that he's wanted this whole time, and he's like, yeah, this is like actually me freeing you, and I'm like, no, it's really not. It's just putting him in a different type of servitude to you. That's not freedom, but
I agree.
don't
I
like.
agree. I also don't like him at all.
Yeah, he sucks big time.
Yeah, and he does I think one of the more brilliant things that Aparna does is that she writes very complex characters.
Okay.
And like her character, you're going to be so into the character journeys in this. Like you're going to eat up the characters. Yeah.
Which is my favorite thing. I'm very character driven, story based. So
yeah. And like not to spoil too much, and I'm not saying that this is going to change how you view any of the characters, but more than just Alina and Yasin get point of view chapters.
Ooh, interesting. I am very excited about that.
Yeah.
Another thing that's related to Sam, I can't remember his full name, so I'm just shortening it to Samson. That I thought was interesting that I made a specific note about just because we just talked about Quicksilver was in a it feels like less of a brotherhood way and more of like a thief network way. But they all have the bull tattoos, I'm assuming, on the back of their hands. That seems to be like where they're at. And it's similar to the wolves that they all have in Quicksilver.
It is.
In the wolf branding.
Yes.
Yes. It's in a less like brotherly fun way. It feels it's more of like a if you're in here, you got to get the tattoo so we know who you are kind of vibe.
Yes. Agreed.
Also, in terms of, I get from a loyalty standpoint, smart. If you're a thief guild kind of thing, which is the vibe I'm getting, branding the people that work with you, and if one of them happens to get caught, they're going to just start looking for those tattoos.
They sure are.
Your whole empire is going to collapse. That's just a me thought process, especially when they seem very visible.
Yeah.
It's not like a writing critique. It's more of like, I think he's just dumb critique.
Well, I think that even Yasin, after seeing a couple of patterns, he says patterns are dangerous. Samson's gotten lazy.
Yes. He's like, he's gotten lazy in his castle. Okay, I'm glad I'm just sitting here and I'm like, this is not bright. Like, he just seems very arrogant and thinks that like nothing can touch him. And he literally built himself a castle in a mountain. And even Yasin was like, why is the mountain there? He's like, why not?
And hired all Sasharian people so that he can lord over them. It's like it feels very internalized. What's the word I'm looking for?
Racism?
No, it's like internalized imperialism.
Maybe. So if it's depending on how it is. So like, I'm not certain which one you're thinking of, but
so he views himself as other and better than his people, and so but he's like hiring them and giving them good jobs and stuff, but he is also like, I am other and better than you.
Yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, I don't know the term for the other. The only other option that I can think of that is a actual real world pattern is he was like institutionalized in this like bad thing and someone owned him as a kid basically. And so once he was able to escape that, he, instead of using the freedom for good things, turned around and did the same thing to other people. And that's really common. So like in a lot of like slavery situations in other countries where they have child slaves,
internalized colonialism, is that what I'm talking about?
I mean, that would probably be colonialism. where you think you're better than other people just inherently. So
yeah, it's a thing that a lot of Indian people of like a higher wealth status feel towards darker skinned, lower class, I say with quotes, darker skinned, lower class other Indian people.
That definitely could be what she's
It's
referencing.
killing me that I can't think of the term, but it's fine.
I don't know.
Close.
I mean, I know the idea that I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I know the exact. Like he's taking on a colony, like he's internalizing his own. I don't know, racism to a point, but
his own like experience being a subject of this like like stuff words.
Yes, and thinking that because of that he's better than those that are the same as him. But I'm assuming it's also that weird king thing. He's like obsessed with this like weird thing that we don't. I guess his family was killed, which I'm going to assume it's by the same guild that he was a part of, unless it was another kingdom.
I don't know. We don't know, and I don't know if we get a lot about it. Maybe in the next book, but yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
But
okay, you said you have theories. Tell me your theories.
Oh, the only one that I have, and it's I don't think it necessarily matters, and it probably will be debunked relatively soon. But we said we don't know why Jasmine knows that Elena is the only king, is who she is, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I thought of this, but it mentions in that section that her mom is dead. So her mom has died. I think it's her aunt, or it could be her mom, but I think it's her aunt, and that's how she knows. Because it's like a familial tie of some sort, is kind of my theory on it. That's it. That's all I got. I don't know if it's right or not. It just feels like maybe something to do with that. Because that came up right around when they talked about Jasmine next. So that's why it made me think about it.
It will not be either proven right or debunked soon.
That's fine. That's okay. It's not like a burning theory, but I was just like, in my mind, the only person, unless it's like a close friend, or I guess lover, but the only thing that I could think of that would really like identify that is like a familial type bond that was just like, because like she's like covering her face and things, so it's clearly someone that they've interacted with a few times. So,
which now that you just said that, it's kind of funny that she named that character Jasmine, because Alina is very clearly Jasmine.
I'm thinking it has to be intentional, surely.
I like the theory. It's you're gonna forget about it.
That's
before
fair.
Anything even closely touching upon the subject comes up again.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's all I had. I didn't have any crazy theories. It was just that one.
I love it. Okay, so first 4 chapters down. We're going to be talking about chapters 4 through 6 next week. No, we're not, because next week is Thanksgiving.
I was like, we should take next week off. You're going to be gone.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea to skip.
So next episode, we're going to be talking about chapters 4 through 6. To recap how this chapter ended, Yasin is going to Ravens to protect Alina.
Which is exciting.
I know. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for them to meet. The next chapter, because it like kicked over into it, is from her perspective. Yeah. So I was like, ooh, do we get to see her perspective of meeting him first? Because that'd be interesting.
I don't remember actually, but it's gonna be great. I understand, like when we were doing Quicksilver, where you were like, I remember how we ended up, and I like remember the vague story, but I don't specifically remember how we got there. I'm feeling very much the same about this.
It's weirdly, it feels like this like distant memory, and then like the further you get into it, the more you're like, oh no, because like I remembered some of the ending, but not all of it. And the closer we got, I was like, oh no, no, I forgot we're here now. Yeah.
Yep. Oh boy. Well, folks, signing off. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully you get to celebrate with loved ones.
I will be doing our annual family game night. We all pick a game and we all compete and see who wins. So whoever wins the most games is the winner. It's very fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I will be flying home to New York to spend Thanksgiving with the Maras, which will be nice. Yeah. So yeah, all right. Well, happy reading, and catch you all later.
Bye.
Bye.